What is good, YouTube? This your boy Aaron,
It's Brian.
and this is the
Salute.
Courtside. Yeah, salute. And this is the Courtside View podcast, and we are back today to discuss the NFC South. And let's get it started now. Number one, we're going to start off with the Carolina Panthers, and they've had a busy offseason. Number one, they were able to get a new head coach. We all know Frank Wright. He was fired during the middle of the season. They had an interim head coach. Now they have Dave Canales, who was the offensive coordinator from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who helped Baker Mayfield had his best year as a pro. So that's a really big thing. He pretty much resurrected Baker Mayfield's career because he was on the way out, or at least to be a backup for the rest of his career. So that's a huge hire for them. I think he'll be a great addition to the Carolina Panthers. I think he'll really help Bryce Young develop because last year Bryce Young was running for his life and he was out there on an island by himself. So without further ado, we're going to talk about just the offseason moves first for the Carolina Panthers, and then we're going to get to our opinions and what we think this season will look like for the Carolina Panthers. So let's go to the depth chart. As of right now, the projected starters for the Carolina Panthers is Bryce Young. They say that Chuba Hubbard will be the starting running
What's his
back.
name? What's his name?
Chuba Hubbard. Whoa, that's not his name.
Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. Okay, Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette. So those are the starting wide receivers. You have let me see, Tommy Tremble. I'm gonna be honest, never heard of dude. Let
You
me
never
see,
heard of
is he
Tommy?
new? Nah, I
No.
ain't never heard. He
He a tight
nice?
end, right?
Yeah, he's tight end.
Yeah.
He
I
nice.
know who I heard of him. I don't know if he's all that good or anything. I just know who he is.
Well, looking at his stats, he's pretty. He's I'm not gonna call him trash, but he didn't really do much. And
Uh,
they brought in a lot of new offensive linemen. They brought in like two really good guards. They paid a lot of money, so that's
mhm.
good. That's good for them. Give Bryce Young more time to pass. What else did they do? So they brought in a guard. They brought in two guards. Excuse me. They brought in an offensive tackle. They brought in Sean Robinson. They brought in a linebacker. They brought in Jadeveon Clowney. I think what's his name? JC Horn. Was he injured? Did he get injured during the
Yeah, he
season?
was
Or
hurt.
yeah, so he's gonna come back and he still looks really good. I mean, I saw him in coverage versus Xavier Legette, and he was clamping him down. So I guess he's still one of the better corners in the NFL. I shouldn't see any regression from him. And let's see who we got else. Who we got? Jordan Fuller, safety. Oh, and Miles Sanders, right? Wait. Where is my wait? I thought Miles Sanders.
He
Wait a
played for
minute.
them last year.
Oh, so where does he play now? Oh, he still plays for them.
Uh,
Wait, he's third on the depth chart?
hmm.
No way.
Behind Chuba Hubbard and
And Jonathan Brooks? No way. No
no, that
way.
sounds about right. If you looked
Really?
at the workload split towards the end of the season, Chuba Hubbard was getting most of the carries.
Wow. He really was a
Miles Sanders was not very good last
I
year.
I know that, but wow, going from first string to third string after having a Pro Bowl caliber year with the Eagles.
Well, big
What a
difference
fall
going from
from
that
grace.
Eagles line to the Panthers line.
Man, the fall from grace is crazy. Hey,
Yeah,
at least he got his money. At least he got his money.
that's
But
what it's
yeah,
all
man.
about.
So Carolina draft picks, they haven't, I mean, because they pretty much lost their well, they traded up to get Xavier Legette, Jonathan Brooks, Trevin Wallace from Kentucky, uh Jatavian Sanders, yeah, everybody else I don't think we really need to talk about. But yeah, man, I mean, that's about it for them. Um, so yeah, give me your thoughts on the Carolina Panthers this season. How do you think their season's gonna look for them? Are
Hmm.
you optimistic that they'll improve?
I think they'll improve for sure. It really banks on if the system is Dane Canales or Dave.
I think it's Dave. Yes,
Dave,
Dave.
okay, the system that Dave Canales runs will be beneficial to Bryce Young. We all know Bryce Young had a rough year last year. He made CJ Stroud look like Pat Mahomes in
Mm,
comparison. But he also the scheme was and receivers wasn't getting open. They had Jonathan Mingo sneaking up
mm,
the joint on the field. He wasn't creating no separation.
no.
And now they got guys. They bought into Deontay Johnson. They drafted Xavier Leggett, and
Mm-hmm,
they got linemen because
mm-hmm.
blocking was a huge issue last year for the Panthers. I mean, it seemed like Bryce Young was running for his life every play. Remember that screenshot that kept getting clipped from the game where like I don't know if he was on the ground. Bryce Young was on the ground or something. I don't know, but it was like, good grief, this man has no time in the pocket. And he had Adam Thielen as his wide receiver one. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Like,
it
come on
was
now, what are we
bad.
doing here? So I think as long as Dave Canales can put that offensive system that it made how he made Baker Mayfield a better QB. If he can do the same thing for Bryce Young, they'll definitely get better on this year. My worry, they did lose Brian Burns, who
Yeah.
was their best edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have a Derek Brown on the line. They also got
Sean Robinson, he's more like a
yeah
depth piece, but he's starting though, which I'm not
yeah
very. I don't like that too much. They brought in Jadeveon Clowney. They still have Shaq Thompson, but Brian Burns is a huge loss.
yeah and he the secondary is still solid though. Well, at least J.C. Horn, because
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
looking at these other guys. Richie Grant, he's cool. Oh, Jesse. Oh, is this the wrong team?
yeah. You probably
I
you
clicked the
say
Falcons.
if you said Jesse Bates, I'm like whoa. When were they
I
when
clicked the
the Falcons traded Jesse Bates? I'm like nah, no
now.
way.
Okay, now here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go. Okay, Xavier Woods, Cowboys legend. Jordan Fuller, he's solid.
he's solid. Yeah, that's a solid pickup.
Who the heck is Deshaun Jameson and
That
Lamar
one
Jackson?
oh, I've heard of Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's that good, but
Oh,
I've definitely heard of him before. I think he might be a rookie. I think he's a rookie because
Dane
I remember.
Jackson.
I heard his name in college too. Oh,
Yeah.
my fault. My fault. This is his third season. What am I talking about? But yeah, I remember. I remember seeing him. I definitely remember seeing him in college. I forgot what college he went to, but I always heard his name in college for sure. Oh, Nebraska.
well,
Okay.
well, in any event, this isn't a team we're expecting to complete for no playoffs this year. So if I'm a Panthers fan, I would temper my expectation. If you win 6, 7 games, it's a W at this point because
Yeah.
it really depends. Honestly, it really depends on divisional. If they can do somewhat decent, like if they could go even in the division, that's a big win for them.
Yeah.
If they go 3-3 on the year for division games, hey, take that
Mm-hmm.
because it
Mm-hmm.
shows progress.
Yeah.
That's
I
all I
think
got to
they're
say.
yeah, I think when it comes to this team, I'm not expecting much from the defense. I think offensively, I think there should be a massive jump, especially when you bring in Dave Canales and then you draft Xavier Leggett and you trade for DeJounte Johnson. I'm expecting big
Dejounte
things.
Johnson.
Uh, I thought I said Deontay Johnson. All right, but anywho, yeah, I expect major jumps for this team offensively. If not, then what's the point of bringing in
Especially
that
on that
coach
side of
for?
the ball. And signing them linemen to them big contracts. It'd be a waste.
Yeah, so I expect the offense to look really well. I don't expect much from defense. And then the division, I think the division is relatively weak. You could argue it's the worst division in football. So if they could play well in the division, I mean, they can squeak by with maybe, like you said, 6 or 7 wins. I think that is the ceiling for them. I think that's I wouldn't say it's the best case scenario, but from where they were in the previous season, as long as they're competitive in every game, then I think it's a win and the offense looks relatively decent. Then they pretty much did what they needed to do for this season. So that's how I look at it for the Carolina Panthers. We can
Their
move on.
schedule is not very kind this year.
Oh, it's tough
For the Panthers, yes.
for the Panthers. Yeah. Well, looking at the schedule, they have the Saints first week at New Orleans. Then they have the Chargers.
Did you? We're gonna get to the Saints. I saw a clip yesterday that did not inspire any type of confidence that I had in having the Saints.
Was that the clip from an interview? And it was Chris Olave talk at I think the person interviewing Chris Olave asked the question saying that was there like a play during training camp that had you like, okay, we're gonna be good this season or something like that. I don't was that the clip you're talking about? Yeah, I saw that too. And he was like,
he said not really. Like that.
he's very blunt with his answer. Like he's gonna tell you how it is, and he's a great interviewer for sure. But yeah, they have the Vegas, they have Cincinnati, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington, Denver. Yeah, for Carolina, this isn't the best schedule, but it's the NFL. You're gonna have to play some dudes, no matter how bad the division is. So, or bad a team you are. So it is what it is. Let's go on. Let's move to a different team. Let's go to the New Orleans Saints. All right. Depth chart. All right. Draft picks. Let's go to
if you want a depth chart thing, I believe the one people use is called Our Lads.
Our Lads.
OURLADS. I think that's what most of the fans say is.
That one. Okay. Yeah. I just saw that. All right, I'll use that then. Okay. All right.
And it's much easier to navigate because once you on the depth chart page, you just click the drop down on the top right, and then you just see all the teams. It was just seamless transition.
Bet. All right. Cool. All right, so here we go. New Orleans Saints. All right. So we already know they have Chris Olave. They have I mean they really haven't changed much. They still have Alvin Kamara. They still have pretty much the same offensive line. So you have Derek Carr. He's the QB, which is not saying much. But yeah, I mean they haven't. Let me look at the free agent acquisitions. I don't recall them really getting many free agents besides Chase Young, Jonathan Abraham.
I did not know they drafted Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, they did draft Kool-Aid. I forgot about that. They also drafted Spencer Rattler in the 5th round. Yeah. They drafted offensive lineman. No. I mean,
at least Fuaga. I think Fuaga. He was like my OT1 in this draft class.
Really, really.
Hmm.
So, okay, I mean, nothing wrong with drafting the trenches. They normally develop pretty well when it comes to offensive linemen, so I don't blame them for going to the trenches, especially the offensive line. You need to give your
Especially
QB
after
more
they
time.
and according to people were saying about the training camp, Trevor Penning is not a dude.
Trevor Penning, yeah,
I mean,
it's
everyone who could even do a lick of scouting could see that though.
man.
But
Well, yeah, that is. I mean, the Saints.
the thing is, their roster isn't like bad
It's not
for it.
terrible. I think last year a lot of people were very high on the Saints,
They were.
including myself. I picked them to win a division, but they weren't able to capitalize. I think part of that was just Derek Carr's inability to make enough plays. I think Dennis Allen as a
Yeah,
head
and they
coach.
kept him. Like, are
I
they
don't I don't
drunk?
get I don't get that one. I don't get that at all. I looked at this team last year. I thought that in the trenches, they're the by far the best in the division, offensively and defensively. The offensive line, though, at times I felt like it was a little underwhelming. There were
Mm.
times where I'm looking at the offensive line and I'm saying to myself, like, y'all supposed to have some dudes on that line, and you're getting pushed around sometimes. But ultimately, it boils down to Derek Carr. Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara. I think he was
He
dealing with
was
an
he was
injury.
suspended. I
Oh, he
think
was suspended. Yeah, and he came back, and I would the way that they were utilizing him, I was a bit confused
he
because
was a
he didn't.
fantasy demon, though. I'll tell you that much. He would
Yeah,
get 20 points from, and you look at a stat sheet and be like, how did he get 20 fantasy points?
a lot of targets,
Mm,
a lot of receptions. He's a reception merchant. Like
yeah,
he won't give you 100 yards on the ground, but he'll get you 6 catches for like 50 yards, and that'll be good enough. Yeah, Alvin Kamara. Do you think he's on the decline?
I, the thing is, I'm not sure. I mean, you look at his numbers, like his numbers aren't the greatest. He never was like 1,000 yard rusher or anything. He was always a versatile back. Catch the
Mm.
ball and catch the screen passes, quick little routes out of the backfield. He never was really like, we're going to carry the ball, give you 20 carries a game, and he was never that running back.
Mm-mm.
I mean, considering he missed about 6 or so games, I think last year, his numbers are
Yeah.
pretty in line with what he's got for his career. So I wouldn't say he's on a decline. It's just that the team it just wasn't very good.
I don't know. I was watching a couple games, and I was. It's you're right. It is hard to say. I think when you don't have Sean Payton as your head coach anymore, and you're relying on a different offensive coordinator. Who's the offensive coordinator?
It's
Because
Clint Kubiak.
hey, oh man, I remember I had Chris Olave on my fantasy team, not this past season, but the season before, and I,
His
I
rookie
don't know if
year.
yeah, I don't know if they still had the same offensive coordinator or not, but I recall the offense was there was something wrong with the offense. There's something off with the offense. So I don't know if they still have the same offensive coordinator, but when you look at the Saints this past season, they had the same problems. Like the offense just wasn't that good. You could point to just the quarterback maybe not being relatively good, but I don't know. It just felt like the offense was always off. And when I look at
See, the
Alvin
thing
Kamara,
is, you go from having obviously Alvin Kamara's best years. I mean, Kamara's best years was when he had Drew Brees and Michael Thomas was playing.
yeah,
Then you go from Drew Brees and Michael Thomas to Jameis Winston to Derek Carr
yeah.
and Michael Thomas. Is he even still in the league at this point?
That's a great question. I have no clue. I'm
I don't
not
even
matter of
think he's
fact.
on a team at this
He's
point.
he's not he's not on the team. I think he may be a free agent right now.
Exactly. and then you got to rely on a rookie to be your wide receiver one. Chris Olave is great, but it seems like Derek Carr has issues finding him when he's wide open at times. Like I'm looking again, I'm like, bro, Chris Olave's open like majority of the time. Why can't they just get this guy the ball? Like it's very impressive. He even had 1,100 yards last year, considering the amount of time Derek Carr straight up did not throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So it's just it's just the line issues. The defense can only do so much. Derek Carr over there stinking up the joint. I mean, that's what it really is. They just can't figure out the QB.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just
I expect them to win about, I'd say 7, 8 games.
I give them 8. Their team is just too talented not to at least win 8 games. But again, it just boils down to the quarterback. Nothing really has changed much for this team. It's pretty much damn near the same team. I just don't know if they're going to be able to take a leap, if they're going to be able to correct some of the errors that they committed last season. I don't think this team respects Dennis Allen as a head coach. Last year, I think at the end of the season, there was a lot of criticism. I remember, I forget, I think it was James. I remember Jameis Winston. Remember the whole thing with Jameis Winston and I think Dennis Allen called something and Jameis Winston, he ignored it. So
yeah, it was that play, in the red zone on the goal line or something, I believe.
Yeah,
it was like the game was almost over or something like that, and they did all that.
Yeah, he said we're gonna score.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dennis Allen wanted him to take a knee or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so I don't think this team really respects him that much. I know I'm speculating a little bit, but just going off of what I've heard from football players and just looking at the film itself, it's not a good sign. It's not a good look for them. So, yeah, man. Let's go to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then we'll all right.
The Buccaneers were very interesting.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a step back.
Definitely a possibility.
I think they're going to take for me. I think the reason why is because Dave Canales is not the offensive coordinator anymore. I think Baker Mayfield, he's not a terrible quarterback, but I think part of the reason why he excelled so much is because of Dave Canales.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. So
they have a solid roster though. Like they have, especially on the defensive end. Their defenses, they have some dudes over there. You got Vita Vea.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Obviously, Vita Vea. You got
Antoine
Winfield, Levante Davis still there. They got rid of Devin White, useless in the pass game behind, but they got Yaya Diaby. This is his second year coming up, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Kalijah Kancey hoping to make a second year leap. Jamel Dean,
yeah. Jordan Whitehead. Yeah, I mean, what about the D line? Like, are you comfortable with the defensive line? I mean, besides Vita Vea, is there really anything else?
Their edges kind of concern me because honestly, Logan Hall, I'm not too familiar with this game.
Yeah. That line. I don't know about the line.
I think they'll be solid they'll get pressure up the middle and stuff because Vita Vea is a freaking unit. And the Kalijah Kancey, if he's projected, if he turns into the player he was scouted to be, then he'll be fine. They'll be fine up the middle, but on the edges, a little.
Are you comfortable with the corners though? I mean, you named some of their corners like Jamel Dean.
I like Jamel Dean, but Josh Hayes, Keenan.
I think the safeties are pretty solid.
I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, the safeties are fine.
I think the safeties are solid, but the corners, man, like it's a passing league.
Winfield, they good.
They good.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Zion, McCollum. They got Bryce Hall, who's
Yeah, Bryce
decent.
Hall.
I think he used to play for the Jets.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Offense, new scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan Wirfs, he's highly regarded as one of the 5 best left tackles in the NFL.
Something. That line is going to be nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Tristan
solid.
Wirfs, we already know how he made top 100.
Yeah,
Cody Mock, he was a steal in last year's draft. They got him, I believe, in the 3rd round, I believe.
yeah,
They got Luke Godecki. He's
yeah.
good. Graham Barton, hey, that was my guy in this year's draft. That was my guy.
He came from Duke, right?
Mm-hmm. That was the
Yeah,
guy I wanted
yeah.
over Tyler Smith. But hey, Tyler Smith, hey,
I heard. Yeah,
that's a
I've
Tyler
heard.
Smith. Tyler Guyton, excuse me.
Yeah, I heard Tyler Guyton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that line, if anything, protection should not be much of an issue for Baker Mayfield, which is a good thing because you don't want Baker trying to do too much on the field, trying to run away and try to make off script plays you don't want him doing all that. But that's when he's prone to make turnovers.
they drafted Jalen McMillan from Washington. He's a pretty solid wide receiver. Those wide receivers from Washington, all of them can play. So that's not a
Yeah,
bad
man.
pickup for them.
And
Mike
Mike
Evans,
Evans,
we
they
already
still
know.
got
Even as
Godwin. Yeah,
Godwin, I mean,
he
at this stage of his career, he could be a good slot. He'll be a good slot receiver. He can still
yeah,
be a good slot receiver for them. So I'm not too mad at that. But we just have
he's
to.
better than most slot receivers. I tell you that much.
Yeah,
He had
we
a
just
1,000
got.
yards last year. He just can't
Yeah,
find the end zone.
yeah. We just have to temper our expectations. Like he's not the same Chris Godwin his first year with Tom Brady or the previous year with Jameis Winston. Let's just remember that. But I mean, this team, Rashad White. I just look at this team and I wonder, will there be a regression on the offensive side? I believe there will be. So I think they're not going to win the division. I don't think they're going to win it twice in a row. So I think there's going to be a regression period for them. They did pay Baker Mayfield all that money, although in this day and age, the contract that he got is pretty much a steal. But yeah, I think there's going to be a regression period for them, and I expect another team to come by and pretty much take the throne from them, take the mantle. So that's my expectation for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the division, but I don't expect them to finish first in the division. And we'll give our rankings of each team in the division at the end. So just wait for that. Let's go on
They,
to the let's go on to the Atlanta Falcons. Let's go to the final team of the division.
this is
They
everybody's favorite for the
for the
division
division,
here.
really. Yeah, yeah.
I don't blame them.
Even though they have some things they need to work on too. That defense, for one, even though last year their defense was actually very respectable.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably they were pretty much carrying that team for the entire season. Like the defense was doing the job. Jesse Bates was a huge free agent addition for the Atlanta Falcons. That was, you could argue, that might be the best free agent addition from the previous season because I think he made was either second team or first team All Pro Bowl player. Did he make top 100? If not, then that's crazy. But I think on Madden
I
he
don't think
may
he
be like,
did.
which is crazy. I think in Madden he has like a high rating too as a safety. Like he's
Yeah.
tremendous. He was great. He was great for the. I think he was underrated for the Cincinnati Bengals. I always knew he was really good for Cincinnati, and then coming to the Atlanta Falcons, he was tremendous for them. I forget how many. He had a lot of picks, I think, for the Atlanta Falcons the previous season. He was a godsend for them. So that was an amazing signing for them. But besides Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, your guy. How you feeling about AJ Terrell in 2024?
Um, he's good, but he can be had. I'll say that.
Mm.
He's not this super elite corner people want him to be. personally, in my opinion. He's still a high end corner. If AJ Terrell's your corner one, you're really not losing sleep. Like you can be okay. Hey, I like AJ Terrell as the number one corner, but they have a I don't know if I could say this word for YouTube reasons. They have a terrorist in Kevin King on the roster.
Oh man. Oh God. Yeah.
Granted, he's the number 2 player behind Jesse Bates. I mean, not Jesse Bates. AJ Terrell. But man, if he ever has to step into the game, you're cooked.
You know what this team needs? Stephon Gilmore.
It's actually it's quite weird that he's still on the market. His asking price must be like up there because
he must be asked for like 10 million.
They just don't stay on the free agent market for this long.
I think
a single team has been linked to him this part. I think that's interesting.
I think with Stephon Gilmore, I think he's looking at I think teams, they're looking at him, they're looking at his age. They're looking at the fact when he was on the Cowboys, although he did have his moments, there was a little bit of a regression. There were moments where we look at Stephon Gilmore like, you don't look the same. A few years ago, you wouldn't have let that happen. So I think with Stephon, he may be asking for over 10 M's, and teams are like, for your age and the fact that you're regressing, I don't think we want to invest in your services if you're asking for that much. Maybe if it was, or another thing, they probably want to get him on a 1-year deal. That could be another thing. Like, remember with Odell with the what was it, the Ravens, where he was trying to get a certain deal in place, and like teams weren't offering him that deal until the Ravens came through and they offered him a bunch of money for like 1 season. I think with Stephon Gilmore, I don't know if he's looking for a long-term deal and teams are just like, whoa, like major turnoff. Teams are probably coming back and giving him like, all right, we'll give you a bunch of money, but it'll be for like 1 year. I don't know. I really don't. I think teams, they look at his age and they're turned off at the idea of offering him a long-term contract. So, but hey, that's just speculation. I'm just trying to
we're no
out
Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out maybe that could be the case, but the Falcons could definitely use the services because these cornerbacks, this is ridiculous. Like I'm seeing clips on Twitter, Drake London cooking dudes 1-on-1, Kyle Pitts cooking dudes 1-on-1. I'm hearing all these great things from the wide receivers for the Falcons, and I'm saying to myself, should I really take this seriously? Because these corners, these safeties, besides Jesse Bates, how you feel about Richie Grant? Do you think Richie Grant is good? Or is he like...
I think he's solid.
Okay. All right. Well, those are on... Yeah, they have Jesse Bates and Richie Grant, but those corners, AJ Terrell, I'm seeing them get cooked too, so I don't know if I should feel confident. I don't know if I should feel confident seeing the Falcons wide receivers just continuously have their way against the secondary, because it's just not that good. They have Lorenzo Carter, Mike Hughes, Troy Anderson. Yeah, I mean, Grady Jarrett is still there.
David on your mouth.
Yeah. Let me look what they look like in the previous season, because last year I don't know if they had the same exact roster, but I forget who their defensive court was. Was his name Ryan Neeson? I forget, but their defensive coordinator, whoever they had as defensive coordinator,
they had him ready to play.
Yeah, so
it was really the offense that was selling them, because Dennis Allen, not Dennis Allen,
It was Arthur
Arthur
Smith.
Smith
Arthur Smith
wasn't trying to use Bijan on the goal line or just use Bijan in general.
Yeah. Let me see. All right. Okay, they had Calais Campbell there. They had okay, all right. Yeah, this team's different. Okay. I mean, they had don't give me like Jeff Okuda, although like he's mid, but he's better than the corners they have now. They had Trey Flowers, they had let me see, they had Bud Dupree, Calais Campbell. Like they had some dudes that could play. Now they don't have those players anymore. So yeah, this defense is definitely a touch worse.
I think the offense is going to have to carry them to some wins because the defensive side, from what people been saying, they just been getting consistently cooked during training camp.
Yeah,
but they haven't again. It could just be the fact that they haven't practiced against a guy like Kirk Cousins or even Michael Penix for that matter, because Desmond Ridder was not it.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I was right. So it was Ryan Nielsen. So he's with the Jaguars now.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, I remember. So when Arthur Smith got fired, they just cleaned up the entire coaching staff, and he went to the Jaguars, if I remember correctly, because I wanted him to go to the Packers, but ultimately we didn't hire him, and I'm all right about that. We were able to get somebody else, and he's been pretty solid. Well, so far it looks like he's going to be doing a good job for us. But yeah, man, this Falcons defense, it's not too promising. It's going to come down to the offense. They brought in, to me, look at the coaching staff. I like the offense. I mean, you bring in the passing game coordinator from the Rams. He's going to be the offensive coordinator. I like that a lot. Kirk Cousins is your quarterback. If he didn't get hurt, he would have finished in the top 10, in my opinion.
Easily.
You still have Drake. Yeah, easily. You have Bijan Robinson. You have Drake London. You have Kyle Pitts. So you have a solid.
Hopefully, Raheem and them will use them properly. For the love of God, the fantasy people have been hoping that Kyle Pitts will do something, and he just hasn't been worth the value.
And if you watch film, you notice that Kyle Pitts, he was dealing with an injury.
Yes, he was.
He was
looking slow,
very limited. He was looking, and his he's trying to break through his routes. They weren't very crisp at all. He wasn't separating to the level that we nearly expect him to separate. So he wasn't himself last year. This year, I expect a lot more. The offensive line is decent. I expect them to hold up and allow Kirk Cousins the time to throw the football. They brought in Rondale Moore. He's a gadget guy. They could utilize him, especially with that, with the offensive coordinator. I expect the system, they'll utilize the different gadget plays. Darnell Mooney, he's a speedster. They'll be able to utilize him as well. So this offense is pretty good. It's really good. And then let's say Kirk Cousins gets hurt, knock on wood. Guess who's the second string quarterback?
Exactly.
Michael Penix Jr. And although we didn't see him run a lot, the dude has wheels. He runs a 4.5, so he has some wheels to him, and he's very accurate with the football. So I like this Falcons team. I just don't like the defense. I think offensively they're going to be very fun to watch. They're going to be a very fun fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
The team that I expected them to be last year. Well, this season they're actually going to fulfill what I thought they were going to be. But yeah, Zach Robinson, Raheem Morris, the head coach. It seems like Raheem Morris is going to bring just a level of fun and energy that was lacking from the Falcons the previous season. They just look miserable out there. Like, I mean, we saw the clips of Desmond Ridder and was it Mac Hollins? We saw those clips. We saw the clips of just the frustration and the lack thereof. So I expect big things from this offense. I expect big things from the quarterback. And yeah, let's get to the ranking of the division, the NFC South.
Okay.
Yeah. Now each team has their own flaws. Major flaws really. With the Saints, it comes down to the quarterback. For me, it just comes down to the quarterback. And will he play well? I don't think so. When it goes to the Carolina Panthers, I just think they're still lacking talent. You have a new head coach, and the defense. I mean, they lost Brian Burns,
Mm.
so the D line there's some question mark there. When you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you lose a guy like Dave Canales, who really resurrected Baker Mayfield's career, I expect a regression. Defensively, they're still pretty good, but I think the cornerbacks are left. It's a little regression there. I look at the Falcons. I think they regress defensively, but I think they're going to be extremely better offensively. I look at. I'll go with the Falcons at number one. I just think you bring in Kirk Cousins, you invest all that money, you bring in Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson from the Rams. I expect this team to turn it around. Number two on my list, I'm going to go with the Saints. I think from just the trenches, offensively and defensively, they are the best. Although Dennis Allen isn't the greatest coach in the world, I just think they're too talented not to be number two, at least number two on this list. Number three, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could always be last, honestly, but I just think their roster is too talented as well. Although Todd Bowles is the head coach, Baker Mayfield, he's a respectable QB. They still have Mike Evans. They drafted the wide receiver out of Washington. They have Chris Godwin that's going to be in the slot. They have a decent offensive line. The defense, they still have some dudes on that defense, albeit the secondary is a question mark at times. And the linebacking core has regressed. I'm going to put them in number three. And then number four, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of reshuffling in the division. Even what I'm saying right now, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm completely wrong in my prediction of the division. But that's how I look at it for right now.
Okay. I'm kind of flip-flopping between my number one and two. Like I want to put the Falcons at one, but brand new coaching staff. Not that it really matters. That we seen what the Texans were able to do with a whole new staff last year. But that defense is a bit concerning.
Yeah, that's my
Don't know
problem.
if they'll be able to replicate what they did last year with the old regime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm looking at like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. My number one team for my division winner, I'm going with the Buccaneers again. I'm going
Okay.
with the Buccaneers. I think top to bottom, the defense is better than me. Top to bottom, they have guys like the Antoine Winfield. They got the Vita Veas. They got the young guys expected to make a leap on that defense. The Kalijah Kansas, Yaya Diaby, you know, those type of dudes, and they honestly had a pretty solid draft as well. So the offensive line is going to keep Baker clean. So there shouldn't be many mistakes being made. Not seeing things well, having to worry about pressure all the time. I think I like the Buccaneers. You know, they did get a new offensive coordinator. I believe he came from college. He used to coach. He coached at Kentucky. I'm not sure what his offensive scheme or philosophy is.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't be too
Different.
Wait, yeah. Wait, why did what?
Oh,
What the?
what he was on. Hey, so just to let you know,
Okay.
to help your argument, he was the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams one year.
Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting. What year was that?
2022, 2023.
The year they won the Super Bowl.
Nah. They didn't win the Super Bowl 2022, 2023. I think they were bad. They may have been bad that year.
The
That was the year.
Rams?
Yeah, because remember, Matthew Stafford, I think it was
Oh,
the elbow
22 to
injury.
23.
Yeah, 22,
Oh, okay,
23.
okay. I thought you meant okay. I see what you mean. Okay,
Yeah. He was
got you.
with Kentucky. He was with Kentucky in 23,
Yeah,
but in 22 he was with the Rams for that 1 year. So just let you know.
interesting. Well, either
Yeah.
regardless though, so he's familiar with Baker. Wasn't Baker on that
Yeah, he
team?
was with the Rams. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's familiar with Baker, so he should know his strengths and weaknesses, what he's good at, what he's not good at. So I like the Buccaneers to win the division. So for two, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. You know, Kirk Cousins, which is a huge upgrade at the QB position for that team. And the offense should be firing on all cylinders. If the defense could just, if they could play bend but don't break defense, I can see them winning the division personally. But I'm gonna just go
Yeah.
with I just like the Buccaneers better top to bottom, and they didn't lose. They lost to Devin White, but like Devin White is he's a
Right.
Levante player.
He's not.
Like, respect him. His Devin White's best ability is running fast. That's about it. I've seen too many clips, too much film of him not being good in coverage, running to the wrong gaps. It's just no. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I like the roster on offense specifically. They have some dudes on defense. You know, I always got Richie. I'm not Richie. Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell. Richie Grant isn't terrible. Mike Hughes, he's all right. He's
Yeah.
serviceable. Troy
Yeah.
Anderson, you know, like these are dudes that these like depth guys in my opinion.
Yeah.
Grady Jarrett is still nice.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Zach Harrison.
Yeah.
Mostly, it's
Yeah.
just banking on the offense to play like an actual NFL offense. Really, because they got way too many weapons on this team to not produce on that side of the ball. And then for three, I'm gonna go with the Saints. The Saints is just I can't trust Dennis Allen personally. He has done them no favors, even though they have like dudes. It's just this Dennis Allen and freaking Derek Carr. I mean, I wouldn't put my vote of confidence in them dudes. I'll tell you that much.
Mm.
I just said there are a coaching change and a QB change away from being running the NFC South again, personally. And then last but not least, obviously Carolina Panthers. I'm not expecting them to do super great or anything like that. I expect them to make improvement. You know, this is a new head coach. I'm not sure about the DC and the offensive coordinator. I think those might be new too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're just looking for improvement with the Panthers. See how these
Yeah.
young guys perform and things of that nature.
Yeah. I might. You know what? You convinced me. I'm definitely gonna change up my picks a little bit. I think the Falcons. I'm all about the trenches. I'm all about what team has the best trenches. And I look at the Falcons and I don't know. I think they'll probably finish second like you predict. So I'll probably go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. I just think
Mm.
from top to bottom, they have the better overall team. You still have to go with the better overall team, despite the fact that this division is relatively weak. And then, Baker Mayfield, he's serviceable. And then just finding out that the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was previously with the Rams. So he'll probably take some schemes from the Rams and implement that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, since Baker Mayfield is already pretty familiar with that terminology and everything like that, with some of the schematics. It's just looking
And
at
also
the yeah.
continuity reasons, like Baker already has chemistry with all his guys compared to like Kirk Cousins coming in first year, coming off an injury as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be much more of a ramp up process as far as chemistry goes throughout the season. Whereas Baker Mayfield, they may be firing on all cylinders day one.
Yeah, and just looking at the new offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he did pretty well for Kentucky. And I think he said in 2021 they were like ranked 5th in scoring.
Mm.
So an 8th in total offense. I think this was when they had Will Levis. So so yeah, man. I mean, he's pretty solid for them. So I think he'll do a good job for Baker Mayfield. I don't know if it'll be the same level as when the Buccaneers had Dave Canales, but I think just the simple fact that a lot of the same concepts from the Rams will be incorporated to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just what I expect. If you're going to be offensive coordinator for a year under Sean McVay, I expect that same person to bring some of those concepts to the next team that he'll be a part of. So that's what I expect. And yeah, I think Tampa Bay will be 1. I think Falcons will be 2. I think Saints 3, and Carolina Panthers 4. So those are our rankings for the NFC South. I already know people are going to say, "Oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about." Y'all can go to hell. We do not care. And yeah, man, we'll continue this next week for our division rankings. And let's transition. I want to get to the Olympics, man, because the Olympics have been just amazing.
I have one more football related thing.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So
Shoot it right here.
now this could just be Steelers fans picking and choosing, but your declaration of the Justin Fields fan club might have been premature.
I knew people were gonna say that. I knew it.
It
Let's
might
go.
have
Go
been
right ahead.
premature.
Let's go right ahead.
Because
Let's
some of
do
the
it.
stuff I'm seeing, like he's throwing over the middle of the field for once.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stuff we ain't see in Greenwich training camp, and we know how Kenny Pickett fooled a bunch of people during training camp season, in the off season, all that. But everybody has been saying Justin Fields has been arguably QB1 during training camp. Now I don't know if that's just a fault on Russ or people just drinking the Kool-Aid, but they have clips too, and I'm looking at these. I'm like, this is good work. But then again, like he's making some tight window throws on the sideline and stuff. I don't know. It might have been. We might have. His death might have been. His hypothetical death might have been over exaggerated.
All right, so here's first of all, I seen those clips too. I know what's going on. I keep tab of what's going on with Justin Fields occasionally. Number one, the Russell Wilson thing. Russell Wilson, I believe he's hurt. He hasn't been on the field yet, so that's one. 2, you mentioned Kenny Pickett. I was on the Kenny Pickett hype train last year. I saw just how amazing he was in the preseason and in training camp, and we were fooled. I'm not going to get on the hype train of Justin Fields like I've done in the past 3 to 4 years. It's training camp. These guys are going to look good. Shoot. When Justin Fields was on the Bears, he made some incredible throws in training camp on 7-on-7s, on 11-on-11. I remember there was a video where people were hyping up Caleb Williams for this amazing throw he made in training camp, and then people referenced a clip of Justin Fields making the exact same throw. Justin Fields has a lot of talent, but when we get to real games is my question. And I'm going to still believe that Justin Fields, in this point in time, is not a starting caliber QB. I could be wrong, but as of right now, although there has been some hype, I'm still not moved. I have to see it to believe it. and I'm gonna stand on that statement until otherwise. And if I'm proven wrong, oh my God, I hope I'm proven wrong because I've been rooting for this dude ever since he was in Ohio State. If I'm proven wrong, then great. Number one, he's not on the Bears anymore, so that's a plus. And number two, I mean, on the Steelers, if he can get the Steelers back to prominence, then by all means, that will make a few people really, really look bad. Jalen Jalen is one of the names that come to mind. He'll look really, really bad. And if I'm wrong, then all I can say is that my belief about Justin Fields the past 3 to 4 years was correct. That situations matter, coaching matters, personnel matters when it comes to developing a quarterback. And if I'm wrong, then I can just go back to what I said the past 3 to 4 years. I can just go back to that and reference that as evidence to why he's all of a sudden a good quarterback again. So it's a win-win for me.
If any Steelers fans are watching, I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you want Justin Fields as QB1 going into the season? I see a lot of things on Twitter, but Twitter is the loud minority, so it may not be what the fan base is feeling. So I just want to know. I just want to know something. Spark up a little engagement. Maybe we'll make a poll about it. Who should be the QB1 for the Steelers, Fields or Russ? Because I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying just start Justin Fields at this point.
I think it should be Russ first, but whatever. All right, so great convo. Let's go to the Olympics. The Olympics have been just massive. It's been an amazing experience. I already talked to you last year about this, but this is the first time that I'm really get to experience watching all of the different sports. Now, I wasn't able to catch track and field because one, they start so damn early. I wanted to watch Noah Lyles, but they start so damn early. I wasn't able to catch Noah Lyles. I wasn't able to catch Sha'Carri Richardson. So obviously they had the it was the 100-meter. They had some other events that I wasn't able to catch. I'm not too mad about it because Twitter, they show all the clips. So and it's not a very long event for each
Olympics.
participant.
They've been sniping them clips off the timeline.
They do, but like for track and field, for whatever reason, they haven't really been sniping a whole lot of clips. I've been seeing a lot of clips of Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson. So I was able to catch that, and that's really all I care about. That's really all I care about. And when their event starts, it's like that. They doing like I forget, is it 100-meter? I forget what she does. A 60-meter, 100-meter. Yeah, and Noah
100-meter.
Yeah,
Lyles, so he I think he does the relay as well as the 100-meter.
Yeah, so what they do, they're done really, really quickly. So I don't really have to watch much. I can just watch the clip and that'll be that. And yeah, Noah Lyles, he's been talking all that trash and the finish as a silver. I mean, are we really surprised?
Wait, what you mean?
Are you surprised? Are you surprised that Noah Lyles wasn't able to get gold?
He didn't get gold.
No, he didn't get gold.
I thought he finished. I thought he was for the Heat. He ain't go all out for the Heat. Yeah,
that was the Heat. Oh, I thought finals.
Heat.
I thought finals already started. It hasn't started. Or was that just for the women?
The women's did the finals, but the men. Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't do that. That was the Heat. People was hate watching the Heat.
I know. See, I don't care about all that. That whatever Noah Lyles said in the past, I'm not really there for that. Like I remember when Sha'Carri Richardson, she said all that stuff, and folks were hating on her too. Like I never was one to really talk shit about her at all. I just feel like it's corny. Like okay, she be feeling herself a lot, but do we really need to say mean things to her? Like, is that really necessary? And Noah Lyles, I get it. Like he said those comments about the NBA.
The Noah Lyles is racing the semifinal is for 100 meter. It's at 2:05 today.
Okay, I'm watching that for sure. I want to
Yeah.
see. I want to see. But yeah, track and field has been underwhelming for the most part for the USA.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was the one we needed because we've fallen behind in the gold medal department.
yeah, China is leading us. It's leading
Hmm.
everybody. I think it is. And last time I checked, we were like number 2.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that. We needed that one to carry, but USA, I guess we ain't running against plumbers anymore.
Hey, let me tell you something. Oh, let me tell you something. Swimming, swimming. We Katie Ledecky, she
Of course.
was tremendous. I watched one of her matches. It was the her match was during USA basketball game versus I think it was South Sudan or was it Puerto Rico? I forget. I think it was South Sudan. So she had one match during that time. So I was watching the USA basketball game and I was watching her swimming, and she was dusting everybody. Like it was a no contest. I was like, this girl is different.
Is that the race where she won with like a 17-second advantage? Was it the 1500 meter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was dusting everybody. Like it was, she
Mm.
was clearly better than everyone. I'm like, is this what Michael Phelps was doing?
Yeah, they just had ridiculous endurance.
Yeah, she's something special. I'm glad I was able to watch her swim because that was incredible. Just what she was doing. Like she was locked. Hey, let me tell you something. From the jump, you can tell she was locked in. Even before she got in the pool, I was looking at the way that she was looking, like just her face, and she was looking like LeBron game 6 versus the Celtics. Like she was dead serious. I was like, oh, she about to kill this. Oh, she's locked in. I could just tell from
Anything
her
that's long
face.
distance, she's gonna cook.
Right. Yeah,
800,
she was
1500,
really,
she got it in the bag.
because she
Actually
didn't. I
set a record
remember
on that 1500 one, I think, too.
didn't the first one that she didn't even finish first. She
Yeah,
finished like
the
second or
400,
third.
yeah.
Yeah, so she probably was like, all right, let me lock in. Let me lock into this next race. And did she ever? She dominated. That was an incredible finish. But
Yeah.
yeah, besides the swimming, the gymnastics, oh my god. I thought, hey man, I'm so mad because I'm mad that you I thought I was the only one that noticed. Them women in gymnastics, boy. Oh my god. Oh my god, they are something special for multiple reasons. My
Hmm.
god. Um yeah, Simone Biles, I was able to finally watch her for the first time. She was tremendous. And
Yeah.
man,
Even with the calf injury, too, still got the gold.
yo, them
That's why
them
she's the
women,
GOAT.
them women are amazing.
Sonny Lee was out there hooping, too. I think she took silver, I believe.
Yeah, she's definitely one of them special ones. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Like, man. I thought I was the only one that noticed. I was like, damn, these women in gymnastics are beautiful. It's like a beauty pageant, except you're doing like a lot of athletic stuff. I
Something
ain't
like
seen
that.
I ain't seen one ugly girl in gymnastics. I was like, damn, like all of them that good looking. Like, damn. But yeah, they were pulling off some incredible just tricks out there, and it was amazing to watch.
I said I couldn't imagine. I done broke my neck about 3 different ways to try to do that stuff.
Yeah, and then like their last competition, I remember I saw it was like a video of it was Simone Biles and then that girl I think from Brazil, and they both did like it was an amazing just uh array of moves. And I remember there was like a comparison between the two, and just what Simone Biles was doing, the amount of flips in the air compared to the girl from Brazil who was also amazing. Like she
Hmm.
was outstanding. It is
Actually, I think the
unreal.
Brazil girl took silver. and then
Yeah.
Sonny Lee got bronze.
Yeah. Yo, it was crazy. When you look at the way that she lands, like people have been criticizing the way that Simone Biles lands, but you have to understand like the
Like
amount of
that move,
force.
that flip she was doing was like she did like 4 or 5 of them, and like you know how much force you let. Nah, she had to do that little bounce back landing thing because if you try to absorb all that force through your legs gonna get destroyed.
The amount of force and power when it comes to the amount of flips that she was doing, like, bro, come on now. Like, we gotta be for real. We gotta understand just rare how rare she is. And for her to attempt that and to be able to land properly, it's unbelievable. It's incredible
Injured
just to
too.
see her. Yeah, I remember her first match. She got injured. Her ankle was all messed up, but she still competed and she still was able to finish well. And then she competed the next matches. So I was like, damn, she doing all this on an injured ankle and she's still the best out of everybody. Salute to her.
Generational.
Salute to her. Yeah, generational. I hope she competes in the 2028 Olympics. Obviously, she's getting up there in age, but I think Gabby Douglas, she may have been in her early 30s when she competed in her last Olympics. So hopefully Simone Biles does the same. I would love to see her. Yeah, she's like 27. You
Oh yeah,
gotta
she did.
remember.
Yeah, she did compete in the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah, she was very young.
Yeah,
Very young, and she was
Gabby
she was
Douglas is
amazing.
28.
Oh, she's 28? Damn, I stand corrected. I thought she was in her 30s. Damn, Gabby Douglas is that young?
Yeah,
Bro. Damn, how old was Gabby Douglas when she
in
did she
2012, shoot,
yeah,
she was like 16.
damn. Wow, these women are amazing. Ultra talented. But yeah, man, I love the gymnastics. I see why a lot of people watch gymnastics. It's truly a spectacle. Doesn't matter if
Absolutely.
it's really for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're a man. It, it's great to watch. It's great to watch. I had a blast, and then obviously USA basketball. I watched a lot of those games, and I had a who doesn't like watching the best basketball players play in the Olympics? If you're a basketball fan, why wouldn't you want to see that? I remember I've heard like in the past, people be like, why are you watching USA basketball in the Olympics? Or why you care so much about that? Because they assembled the best roster to compete in the Olympics and they're actually taking the game seriously. Why wouldn't I watch that? I'm a basketball fan. Why wouldn't I watch the best players be assembled to play against the world? Why wouldn't I want to watch that?
I don't know. People, you know how these NBA fans are nowadays. They don't even like basketball for real.
Yeah, they just like a certain player. Like, why wouldn't I want to watch the best team assembled play against the other teams in the world? And they're actually taking it seriously. It's like watching an all-star team, but actually take the game seriously. Like, why
Yeah,
wouldn't I want to watch that? Like, come on now. That's
and
a
this
ridiculous
is
claim.
and this is likely the last time we'll see Braun, Steph, and KD in the Olympics.
We have to appreciate it. We have to really appreciate it because it, 2028, they're going to be on the sideline watching the next team compete. And it'll probably be it'll probably be Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo,
Anthony Davis
possibly.
might not even be on the next
Yeah,
team.
yeah, that's another one. It's a good point. So we have to appreciate this team because right now you could argue that this team might be the best team ever assembled.
I don't know about
Like
all that.
who is better? Who
The
is better?
Redeem team,
Nah, this team's better. This team's better.
Prime
LeBron,
Kobe and Braun
don't get me wrong. That is an amazing team, but you gotta look at it from 1 to
and D
12.
Wade.
1-12 from 1-12.
Wasn't Dwight on the team too? Darren Williams. Come on,
Joellen,
let's get serious.
Darren Williams. Come on now. Darren Williams.
In 08?
He was nice. He
Darren
was nice.
Williams in 08?
He was
Are you
nice.
kidding
He
me?
was nice. He was nice. Don't get me wrong. He was
Wasn't
nice.
Chris
And they
Paul
had
on the team
and he was
too?
on. Yeah, they had Chris Paul and they had
Come
Jason
on,
Kidd.
man.
But you got LeBron, KD, Steph, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. Who else you got? You got Devin Booker. Come on now. Bam Adebayo. Like, come on now. Tyrese Halliburton. They got some dudes, bro. They got some dudes. Drew Holiday, Derek White. I'm probably missing some guys, but come on now. This team right here, it's incredible.
It is.
The amount of names, it's incredible. And the fact that LeBron is still playing as arguably the best player on the team is ridiculous. He's damn near 40 years old. He's like 39. He's going on 40. How is that possible? Kevin Durant is arguably the second best player on the team. How? Like, he's 35, 36. Like, that should not happen. In my opinion, what are you gonna say?
I am glad that they deferred to Ant in that game against Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what they need to do. They got to get these young guys acclimated because they're going to be the ones here next for the next Olympics. So I feel like, it's cool to see Braun be vintage Braun and take over, and they need to get these other guys that's actually going to be compete for years and years to come to get them acclimated to this type of environment and leadership and all of that stuff and the moments.
Yeah, I think when we talk about the best team assembled, you bring up 2008. I think 2012. I might go with 2012 over 2008. You look at Kobe, he was still a top 3 player. I look at Kevin Durant. Like, Kevin Durant was that guy. He was like number 2 in the game, and he wasn't even at the peak of his abilities. You have Russell Westbrook, you have James Harden, you have Carmelo Anthony, you have Kevin Love was in his prime.
Yeah.
You had Darren Williams was still in his prime. That was Darren Williams coming off 25 a game for the New Jersey Nets. You had Chris Paul in his prime. So you got a lot of dudes that was in their prime. Like, the oldest guy,
Blake too.
Blake Griffin, like but remember, he got injured, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got injured.
They replaced him with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, he was a rookie. You got to remember, the oldest dude on that team, I think, was Kobe Bryant, and he was 34. So everybody was in their prime. That's crazy. The oldest dude was Kobe Bryant. When you look at 2024 team, the oldest guy is LeBron James, and he's 39. Kevin Durant is 35, 36. Stephen Curry is 35. The longevity is a lot different. Back in 2012, if you were 34 years old, I mean, your years you're getting close to the end. But now you turn 34, you could still be a great player.
Yeah.
And that was how long? That was 12 years ago. Like, that was
2012. Yeah,
that was like 12 years ago. So just the evolution of the athletes, the coaching, the medical staff being able to have these players play longer than usual. It's an incredible thing to see. Just the longevity of each player. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, not really.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. You know what? Before we leave, I want to talk about. We talked about this off stream, but college football 25. I've been playing a lot of it ever since it came out, and I will say there are some things that need to be addressed. I enjoy
Absolutely.
the game, but there are some fundamental things that I've noticed. Number one, there's a glitch. Um, I remember there's like a certain pass play, right, where the receiver is going into motion, but he
Mhm.
gets stuck when it comes to the running back. Like he's trying to run in place, but he gets stuck in between the running back. So now I have to call a timeout and I have to
Oh,
change the play. That's one thing that I noticed that it's a glitch. They need a fix. Number two is the throwing style. So I elected to have placement and accuracy. That was originally my playing style, my throwing style. But what I noticed is that no matter how good my throwing attributes are for my quarterback, occasionally he's inaccurate with his throws, even on wide open throws. And I have a problem with that because if I have a 99 deep ball, I have an 85 mid range, and then I'm pretty much close to 90 on everything else when it comes to throwing the football. Why is my guy missing wide open throws a lot of times? I don't get it. So I had to change my throwing style in order for it to be consistent. That's just me. I don't get why placement and accuracy is like that, but something need to change because that don't make no sense to me. That's all I gotta say on that matter. But oh yeah, Road to Glory. I feel like they fumble a lot of stuff when it comes to Road to Glory. Number one, um, why can't I talk to my coach when it comes like after the game? You know how on like my career or my player or NBA 2K, you can you can either talk to your coach, you can talk to the GM about certain things that we need to fix. Why can't I do that with the coach on Road to Glory? Like I have to, I'm beholden to whatever the coach does. And then the plays that were able to get called, they're never good.
nope.
They're never good. Like I have no autonomy on the plays. Like I have no there's
You
no
can't even
sort
audible.
of I can't audible. Like there needs to be something done when they come out with college football 26 if they decide to,
They will.
please.
They
They
definitely
they
will.
they have to fix something. They have to add some stuff to the game to Road to Glory because what I've been seeing so far, there's a lot of things that they can change. There's a lot of things that they can fix or add to make the experience a lot better because as of right now, oh man, it's annoying. And then another thing that I noticed is like I want to skip some cutscenes. Like I want to skip some
Mm.
scenes, man. Like too many times they'll show like replays of in the first half, or they'll show
Yeah.
replays of a
Hmm.
certain drive. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Or they'll
Yeah.
show the marching band, they'll show the cheerleader doing all these moves. I don't care about that, man. Give me to my game. Let me cut to the game.
It's cool for after it gets a little old after like the first 10 times.
Especially when you keep getting picked off by a corner or a safety, like man, you heat it. You like, man, let me get to the next drive already. I want to see the band dancing on my grave like this. Oh yeah, can
And
we get some songs? Can we get some songs? Seriously, like
it's
some
a
actual
soundtrack
songs,
in the game. I haven't heard none of them songs though. I just
bruh.
been hearing the marching band jump.
That's it. That's it. Can we get some songs in the
Oh,
game
and
besides?
sometimes the occasional Mo Bamba during the in the middle of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the main menu they have that all they have is the drums.
Yeah.
Like, can we get some other songs? Can we get some, I don't know, some I don't know what instruments from the marching band, the trombone, the whatever it is. Can we get some more instruments added
Mm,
to the experience besides the drums? Because it's annoying. I had to turn the music off because I got sick and tired of hearing it. And a lot of
mm.
people getting sick and tired of hearing it. I haven't played Dynasty yet, but I heard a lot of good things about Dynasty. So have you played Dynasty?
I have not played Dynasty
Oh
yet.
yeah, Okay, I was gonna ask for your opinion on that, but those are just some things that I saw from Road to Glory that they need to address because I'm getting sick and tired of it.
I have even more stuff from Road to Glory that should be fixed.
Oh, really? What's some stuff
Yeah.
that you
All right,
feel
so
need to be fixed?
one, we already addressed the play calling. We need to be
Yeah.
able to audible, and I hate every time we want to change a play, it's always the same two funky plays. Like, can we get some variety? Randomize the like it's a whole playbook. You can put any two plays there. You can just shuffle them in and out. Like, please, or just give us the option to pick whatever play we want. Like, why do we have to be bound to three play choices? So now instead of one garbage play, we got two more garbage plays. And then another end, the fatigue issue is so annoying. I can't stand how many times, like, I've been playing and I make a big play. I make a 10-yard catch with my wide receiver, and they take me out the game. I'm like, I'm not even tired. And it's a shame that I had to put the fatigue on 25 in the sliders to fix the issue. I don't know why, because I'm looking at my game, the fatigue bar is still nearly full, or the stamina bar is still nearly full. So I don't know why they keep subbing you out the game, and they sub you out the game at some of the worst moments ever. It's 3rd and goal. I'm the best player on the team. Why am I off the field? And also the XP experience, it is too low. It takes too long to even get decent. If you wanted to start off as an underdog player, you won't get an 80 overall until like your junior year. And by then, you almost ready to go to the league. The best way, if you want to get consistent XP or feel like you're leveling up at a consistent basis based on how you play, you have to go to the sliders again and turn the XP for your position that you play all the way to 300. And then if you have a good game, you'll get the experience points that you deserve for relative to your performance. Why do I have to even do all of that? Just give me proper XP from the beginning. And it's just like, and it's not only do you have attribute upgrades to spend, you have abilities to upgrade as well. Like, the basic base XP is just not enough. So they need to fix that, and it's just like you said, you can't even talk to the coach about anything. I feel like the NIL stuff is like almost useless. Like, they give you like, oh, wear and tear, but if you don't play with wear and tear, then it doesn't matter. I think the wear and tear system is some bull too, because there's been times I've been 100%. My injury risk was low. A play happens and I might get hit just a little hard. Now it's on severe. I turned it off. I said no. Because it happened in the playoffs. It was literally, we was in the playoffs. I believe we were in the Peach Bowl, and we were playing against Georgia, I think, and it was like, I was okay. It was like 3rd quarter or 2nd quarter. I said, man, I'm killing them boys. I took a hit. Injury was severe. They simmed all the way to the end of the game, and we lost. I said, I'm turning it off. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, you wide receiver, running back?
I was a running back.
Yeah.
I said I turned it off after that. I said I'm not about to sit up here and no, I don't care how real. Oh, it's realistic, man. You can spin up and down the field. You can spin 10 yards left and right, all up and down the field. And then you want to talk about some realism? Get real. Judkins has been terrorizing this game with his platinum spin ability, and you want me to man? Come on, let's get real here. And that's also that the tackling in this game is abysmal.
Oh my God.
The pursuit angle, like literally, yesterday I was playing with my wide receiver. I ran a comeback or a hitch, caught the ball. The defender, let's say this is the defender. I caught the ball here. The defender literally ran straight. Like, he literally just ran right by me while I turned around and ran and went for a touchdown. I said, what kind of pursuit angle is that? And this
Oh my
is against
god.
SEC football. I said, okay, whatever game. I'll take the stats, but that was terrible.
Hmm. That it?
Yeah, it's some other things too, but I got once I get like dynasty and stuff, the defense is
Hmm.
almost non-existent in this game.
Yeah. I will say this though, the way that they be having these defenders on All American Heisman play, I'm thinking like, damn, like in real life in the NFL, they like, hey, we trying to take that stuff away. Like you can't be tackling, you can't be hitting like that. But in college football 25, they like, yeah, here comes the boom, here comes the boom. I'm like, damn, like doing a spear just straight up doing wrestling moves on my wide receivers and running backs. I'm like, yo, you cannot do this in real life, but hey, it adds to the experience. I guess it like, hey, why not put that stuff in the game? It makes it fun,
Yeah,
but I just think some of the stuff is just ridiculous. But yeah, man, that shit is it's just some stuff that's very annoying when it comes to the
and
game. And
the sim engine is very interesting because my first year at Oklahoma, we were losing to like Houston. I'm like, really,
yeah, yeah,
really game.
yeah.
I said, come on now. This, and then we lost to Tulane, and then I said, come on now. Let's get serious here.
Oh
So the
yeah,
sim engine is a little funky.
the stadium pulse, the stadium crowd noise, bruh. They be jazzing it a little bit too much. Like I think part of the reason why my throws be inaccurate at times, one of them is the throwing style. It's the stadium crowd noise. Like they make it seem like like the stadium really has it really determines like how my throws are going to be. Like come on now, man. If I'm like a 98 overall and I have a 99 deep throw accuracy, come on now. Like you really think, and then also like my quarterback, I forgot what it is. There's like this thing, there's like this ability that if you get it high enough, the crowd noise won't bother you per se. I forget what it's called, but like I have that on. I have that activated. But why are my routes from my receivers, why are they still all wobbly and stuff? Like I don't get it. I forget what it's called, but it's supposed to like help with the crowd noise and it's supposed to not affect me at all. But even when I have it on, occasionally, like the crowd noise it affects me. And I'm like, how? And then
Yeah,
why does Arizona have why does Arizona have a loud crowd? When has Arizona ever been good at football? They're a basketball school. Why are they so loud? And why are their defense so good? I don't get that. That makes no sense. Like some of these teams, like BYU, I already mentioned Arizona, Baylor. Like, why are these teams defense so good? I get it. I'm in my junior year, so things are gonna get simulated, and this is all computer generated and stuff. But why are these defense so good? Their defense has never been good. It makes no
mm,
sense. Makes
I
no
tell you
sense.
what, Notre Dame. Oh my goodness, you play Notre Dame on Heisman, you fighting for your life. I played them in the playoffs. I was like, yo, these dudes are insane. I'm like, what is going on? I
Yo,
was fighting for my life out there, man. I couldn't get no separation. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting locked.
you ever play some games where like it don't matter what you do, like that one team, there's always some nonsense going on in the
It's
game. Like it's
Georgia.
always
It's
some
always
BS.
Georgia. It's always
it's
Georgia for me. Every single
it
time we either blow them out or it's a dog fight. No in between.
it's always some BS going on with that one team. Like it don't matter what you do. Like you exit the game, right? Like let's say something bad happens during the game and you just quit the game and you go back to it again. But it's still something happens. Something has to
Mhm.
happen in that game, no matter what. It happens all the time in this game.
It's, for me, it's Georgia, Oregon, and uh sometimes Tennessee, also USC. I don't know what them teams. them former Pac-12 teams be. I'm like, oh my goodness, they need to give it a rest.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the College Football 25. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well. And thank you guys for watching.
I will be on that Madden as soon as it drops. I tell you that much.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. you should be ashamed of yourself. Hey, how you gonna criticize 2K but play Madden?
A man can only have so many guilty pleasures.
Oh, okay. All right, whatever. I mean, me personally, like 2K is one of them games where nothing has changed besides the gameplay. And even though they've upgraded the gameplay, I'm the type of person, I appreciate game modes more than gameplay, because game modes is what gets me to keep wanting to play the game. And I feel like with certain games, it could be Madden, it could be NBA 2K. I feel like the devs, they forget that at times. Like what makes a game great isn't just the gameplay and the graphics. It's the modes. It's being creative when it comes to the modes. That's what made my career so great. That's what made my team so great. But these devs, they forget that at times, and they just try to take your money. So, anywho, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Salute.
All right.